Hey guys, welcome to today's Vehicle Visionary video. I've been promising you a test drive after dark, and so that's exactly what we're going to do today. And we'll see how this works, maybe using some different locations over the course of time of doing this. Trying to find a place that's somewhat well lit, but tonight I have a 2016 Land Rover Range Rover Sport. This is the Supercharged edition. Hopefully all the lighting shows up okay and isn't too bright on the screen. And we'll just do a quick little walk around here and look at some things. As you can see, it does have 2016 up there. Borrow this model from my friends at Land Rover of Shreveport. Of course, where I typically borrow my Land Rover vehicles from. And as always, I appreciate their kindness in loaning me these vehicles. Just to give you a quick look at the interior while we're at it. And if you watch me regularly, you're going to know that, of course, there are some changes between these 2016 models and the 2020 models that we regularly look at. But some things do remain the same. Basically, this is the same armrest, cup holders, and storage design right there. And we'll just go back here and take a quick look at what you have as far as storage goes in the rear. Of course, you do have the folding cargo cover right here. Tell me what you would rather see. Would you rather see that folding cargo cover, or would you rather see the retractable type? Everyone has their opinions on that. I'm curious to know what everybody has to say. Of course, you do have the button there to close everything. Just give you a quick look here. Kind of a unique look compared to what we normally do, because we normally do these test drives and everything that we do during the day. But if everybody likes these enough, we may do more of these videos at night. Of course, I'd love to get some of the Mercedes-Benz models, especially with the MBUX system and all that fancy lighting on the interior, to show at night. Of course, give you a quick look here at the steering wheel, at the dashboard, and I really like that heads-up display. Being in red, it just looks so nice at night. I like everything being illuminated. Of course, you have the dual zone climate control. Everything's just a little bit easier to see compared to what we normally have, including what we have here in the center console. You can see your USB ports and all that good stuff down there. And something I did notice that was interesting right here, let me get my phone out of the way. You have a 12-volt power outlet right here that is also illuminated, as you can see right there. And of course, just all the typical features and functionality that you have with these Land Rovers, the rotary dial gear shift, all that good stuff. And things have changed, of course, since 2016. A lot of this is updated, new technology, and of course, we don't have the lower screen here that we normally have in the models that we look at here on my channel. You also have park assist. If you want to use that, you can push this button right here to take a look at what is going on around the vehicle with the cameras, or look at the cameras themselves, not just the overhead view, but of course a few different options there. So why don't we get this model out on the road? All right, we'll start out our test drive with a little bit of a launch here and see how it does. Wow. I mean, it was actually moving around on me quite a bit there. That's impressive. You know, this model is set up to ride really well. It has adaptive suspension, of course, auto leveling, all that good stuff. It rides well. It steers pretty well. For a 2016 model, I'm pretty impressed. I can kind of tell just a little bit driving this one. It has a little under 40,000 miles on it, but the transmission works well. I can tell that it's shifting well, no issues there. The acceleration is phenomenal, to the point that I really wonder how the previous owner treated this Land Rover Range Rover Sport, and I don't know. Did they push it? Did they keep their foot out of the throttle a lot? Hard to really say for sure, but boy, I tell you what, this one accelerated just as good as any 2020 model that I have driven, which I couldn't tell you. Excuse me, I couldn't tell you how many that's been in the last year here on my Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel, because it's been a lot. And I'm going to tell you what, 8 horsepower is the difference here. you have 510 horsepower compared to the typical 518 of what we normally look at here. This being the 2016 model, a little bit of a difference there. And there, of course, are some differences here in the interior, as I mentioned earlier. But the numbers come out to 518 horsepower and 461 foot-pounds of torque. And that's all mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Of course, you do have the shifter paddles here on the steering wheel, and I'm driving in sport mode right now, so putting as much power to the ground as I can and having a good time here. Of course, the interior lighting is nice. It's not quite the same as the Mercedes-Benz that I've featured here, and I do want to get one of those out at night. Tell me if you want to see that. If y'all want to see more of these night drive videos, tell me in the comments, because that's not going to be hard to do, and that would actually be very helpful to me personally, because that would give me an easy way to add an extra video in every few days of the week to try and hit my quota of 14 videos a week. And of course, this model has a lot of the typical features that you would expect, even though obviously you can't see it right now. And I didn't show it earlier, even though, yeah, you probably could have seen it when we were in the parking lot doing our walk around tour, but it does have a panoramic sunroof. I'm gonna get out here and hit the throttle one more time. Wow. I mean, I am just blown away by how hard this model runs. It's fast. I mean, I've driven a lot of really fast vehicles, of course. You know, being a former race car driver, it takes quite a bit to impress me. But I have to admit, I'm impressed by this. These Land Rover SUVs, especially with the supercharged V8, will give you a pretty good kick when you hit the throttle and drop it to the floor. There is some customizability here if you want to make a few changes to the dashboard and different things like that. But, you know, I really didn't want to do too much tonight, just basically everything I've shown you so far. Trying to keep it kind of simple, but it's really neat to see how well these lights work. I don't have the high beams on right now for obvious reasons, and they're not auto high beams, so obviously we don't want to make it difficult for any oncoming traffic to see, and hopefully that doesn't affect you as far as the oncoming traffic goes either. But we'll just drive down the road just a little bit more here. But I'll tell you what, for being a Range Rover Sport, this is probably the highest mileage version I've driven so far. Like I said, 2016, and I think it's a little over 39,100 miles. I'm trying to keep the drive down somewhat so I don't put too many miles on this. But one thing I hope you can see really well on the screen is the heads-up display, because I really like that red heads-up display. It looks so nice, and just really gives kind of a nice ambiance, so to speak. And I'm just easing into the throttle and just enjoying the acceleration. Wow, I just hit that just right. You know, some of these vehicles, if you just ease into the throttle when it has this much horsepower, it's almost, I don't know how to really explain that if you haven't experienced it. But the best way I think I could put it into words is that the acceleration pull is longer. It kind of gives you an elongated pushing back in the seat, so to speak. You really feel the torque. Maybe that's the best way to put it right there, is that you really feel the torque. And I'll tell you what, I am super impressed. And, you know, I really can't tell a big difference in the way this model handles. When I first got into it, I did notice that the brake pedals seemed to be really soft, but I don't think that the brakes are any kind of an issue, being that it's almost 5 years old, and probably is a little over 5 years old. It was probably produced in 2015 as a 2016 model, but the brakes work great, even with the pedal being a little mushy. And some people like that. Tell me down in the comments, what do you prefer? Do you prefer a firm or a soft brake pedal, or maybe something in between? I know for myself, in a perfect world, something in between is the ideal situation. So we're gonna cruise on up the road here just a little bit more and do one more acceleration pull. I almost said exhaust, but obviously that's the wrong thing to say. But tell me down in the comments, guys, What do you think about these videos with the nighttime test drives? Obviously, it's a little bit of limitations. I know some of the people that do this on their YouTube channels will go to a parking garage, and we do have a lot of parking garages in the downtown area, especially around the casinos, but the problem is that I don't know if any of those are open at the moment. So there is nobody really coming. There is one car down there, but we can outrun them no problem. Here we go. Wow, that is just so much fun. And I probably need to just go ahead and go home for the night so I don't keep overloading the vehicle, putting too much stress on the drivetrain or anything like that. But wow, this thing is just so much fun to drive. The acceleration is phenomenal, and it's really a nice vehicle. As you could see earlier, I did have the brights on so you can kind of see the difference there. And when you turn the fog lights on, there's what you have. If you can tell the difference on the video, they're on now, they're off right there. So it actually does help a little bit, at least on the area of the road right in front of you. So anyway, guys, give me your feedback on this video. Did you enjoy it? Do you want to see more? What vehicles would you like to see me drive after dark? Tell me down in the comments, and if I get enough positive feedback, then obviously I will keep doing these kinds of videos. And if not, no big deal. Sometimes that's one of the important steps to success on YouTube, is you have to experiment a little bit. As always, I appreciate my friends at Land Rover of Shreveport, and of course each and every one of you who are kind enough to take the time to watch my videos. Thank you again, guys, for all your support. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Have a great night, or day, depending on when you watch. Bye-bye.